All right, folks, good morning and welcome to our second class on artificial intelligence. In the first class, for those of you that have joined us for the first time this morning, last time we talked about how to train artificial intelligence using OpenAI, and we will be on the OpenAI platform. That's the focal point for what we're dealing with. If you do not have an account on OpenAI, I'm going to recommend that you get the $20 a month account. You do not need the enterprise version to do it unless you have 10 or more people that are working on your teams, okay? So for everything that we're gonna do is gonna cost you $20 a month. Let me ask you something. If you had a personal assistant that you could pay $20 a month to save you about 30 hours a month, how many of you would pay 20 bucks a month for that? Thanks for playing. Yeah, we're not bidding. It's okay, Jamie. It's not an auction. But the point is, the techniques that we're going to be teaching you over the next 5 weeks are going to be designed to make you more efficient. We're going to teach you in the last session how to actually create AI employees that when you go in, you will be able to complete. Tell me about your mundane, repetitive tasks that you have to do every single day. Doesn't that kill you? It can really break your spirit to have to go, okay, I got to fill out all this paperwork and I got to analyze this contract and I got to look at this. All of that can be done with artificial intelligence, and you can train it to do so, and it can do it in seconds rather than the hour that it may take you. So that's what we're building to. Today's project is zero-click marketing. And let me tell you what I'm talking about when it comes to zero-click marketing. I'd like for you to go to your computer, and I'd like for you to just do a Google search for me, and just type in, why is Brian Pate the best realtor in Wake Forest? Just type that in. Do what? It's not a plant. It's just, I'm going to show you what the result is today, because what you're going to get on your Google search is you're going to get results that start with an artificial intelligence summary. Make sense? How many of you have seen that summary? We're going to talk about how you can control what appears in that summary, okay? Whatever you're reading, my guess is it probably says something about the fact that I've been in the business a long time, I've been serving the area for a long time. If you get down into the lower sections of it, it probably tells you that I've been an instructor for over 30 years, things like that. Am I making sense? Do you think that Google just happened to know all of that information? No, it was fed. It was fed. Because if you go to my website and you look at my blog, everything that you're reading is typed into my blog somewhere. So we're going to teach you how to do that today. We're going to teach you how to use the blog. We're going to teach you how to use the Google Business Profile. And we're going to teach you how to handle that so that you can start building your online reputation with the artificial intelligence. Everybody with me on what the plan is today? Okay, so let's start with this. I need to know who's in the room so that I can cater to your businesses. So we're going to go through real quick. I want you to tell me who you are, what business you're in, and give me an idea what you're looking to do with AI. What's the main focus? Kim, can you start for me?
Sure. I'm Kimberly Hess. I'm a health insurance broker, and I would like to organize my emails and be number one when you search for me.
Okay, very good. Jamie?
Jamie Jimenez, Consultative Insurance Solutions. I'm a financial and retirement consultant, and everything that I do requires time, so if I can cut it in half or more.
Absolutely.
Donna Klein, Workspace Provision. I am here because I want to learn more about creating employees using artificial intelligence
Okay.
to save time.
Perfect. Christina?
Christina, I own Grub Smokehouse downstairs, but I also do influencer marketing and run multiple different jobs at the same time. So using Chat GPT to help me stay organized.
Okay.
And do some of the basics.
Very good. All right, John?
I'm John, part of Trendheim Design. Sonia and I are working together on that, and we do a laser engraving business. A lot of hands-on, but there's a lot that's not hands-on that we would like to streamline.
Okay, perfect. Sonia, you want to add anything to that?
Become more efficient. I get overwhelmed with all the little, when I'm not working hands-on and I have to do
Yes.
other things, and I just don't, I would like to be able to find a better way to do that.
Sure. When people typically come to me for small business coaching, they want one of two things. They want to make more money or they want more time. And by the way, those give to each other if you do it properly, okay? There are a lot of people, the first thing that I do with coaching clients is I say, show me what your week looks like. And when I see somebody that's working 60, 65 hours a week, we start going through their calendar to figure out what is actually productive versus what's actually keeping them busy. Does that make sense? Would you agree that there's a significant difference between being busy and being productive? That's a huge statement right there, because the world rewards people for being busy. They reward that person that stays late for work. They reward that person. Have you ever talked to anybody, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm so busy. And it's like, you know, you got the same number of hours that I have in a week, and if you manage it more efficiently, it gives you the opportunity. That's something that AI can do for you. Penny, tell us about your cleaning business.
Penny McGee, Corner Clean. We don't cut corners, we clean them.
Love that tagline.
I know, it's great.
It's a great tagline.
And I don't want to be left behind.
Okay. Yep. Keeping up with everybody. Got it. Jason?
In the HVAC space here in Youngsville, Wake Forest area.
Okay.
And we're looking to use AI for marketing and sales.
Marketing and sales. Okay. Kristen, you got anything to add? Just ditto.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Richie, you want to introduce yourself real quick while you're here?
I'm Richie Varka, the Executive Director for the Greater Franklin County Chamber, and I'm here to make sure you guys can learn more about AI.
There you go. All right. And another Christina with a C.
So I'm Christina. I'm helping businesses to get good shots of products or personal branding. I came here just to learn about AI because it's a lot of buzzword, and especially to help me with marketing. I'm also helping my husband who has a business in internet, and it's very helpful.
Okay. Very good. Carrie?
I'm with Inner Health Chiropractic with Dr. Mary Taylor, and yeah, we just need more help with getting patients into the office. We're not really at the top of Google,
Okay.
now, but which is surprising because we have such great reviews. So
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
we're just looking to better that.
Very good. We'll help that today. And I can see Laura. I don't have my glasses on.
That's okay. Pendergrass.
Pendergrass? All right. Can I just call you Laura G? That can give you your street cred.
Anything.
Got it.
Anything, that'd be fine. So I'm Laura Pendergrass. I own Slate Real Estate. We focus on mostly residential real estate, north of Raleigh, Fannin, Scramble, Franklin, Warren specifically. So I'll let you be the best real estate agent.
Got it.
for us.
I appreciate that.
And I am here probably for the same reason that you started this, is that I think that we can really harness AI and help, I guess, stand apart more in our industry when we have such a saturated industry.
No.
You know, so it's a
There-
little hard to build a brand, and I think that this is a good way.
Yeah, absolutely. How many of you could name 5 realtors that you're friends with right off the top? Raise your hand. Pretty quickly, right? Yeah. So our business is no different than every other business. You have to be able to stand out. You have to be able to stand out. And that's what today is about. Today is about helping you to stand out from the crowd and being able to, for lack of a better term, manipulate online search. Now, how many of you have ever heard of SEO? Who can tell me what SEO stands for? Search engine optimization. Please forget that out of your mind, because I'd like for you to think about AEO. Write that down. AEO. And that is artificial engine optimization. Because the artificial intelligence, folks, is driving search these days. About 40% of people now go to OpenAI's Chat GPT in order to do their search before they go to Google. Anybody in here guilty of that? Anybody doing that? Okay, a few of you. Yeah, and why do you do that? Why, Christina, why do you go to OpenAI instead of Google?
I feel like it helps source everything and organize it easier. Plus, I trained Chat GPT to know my interests about me, so it kind of tailors that search based on my needs.
Right.
Rather in Google, I get a lot of garbage and things filtered up at the top that's not.
Okay, very good. Yeah, Google's garbage. That's truly what a lot of it is, because who's Google putting at the top? Whoever pays the most. Okay, and the reason the consumer likes the artificial intelligence is because it's not influenced. It's not influenced by who has the most money to control the game. Yes, ma'am.
But they are actually leaning that direction as how it works in chat, and that is that next phase is that they're going to start recommending things based on who's fueling.
Exactly. Well, and that's why we're here, is so that we can get ahead of that. What you're hearing today, you guys, most companies will not hear about for another year because they're resisting the change. They're resisting the opportunities that they get. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna do my presentation here for probably about 30 to 35, maybe 40 minutes, and then we're gonna actually get into your Google business profile, and you're actually gonna do some of this stuff today. Okay, so if you're hands-on, anybody else like me, you learn it by doing it, not by reading the directions? Okay, you are my people. That's why we're here today, and that's what we're going to do. By the way, if you're not on the Wi-Fi with your laptop, you may want to get there. It will make your life a lot easier today. So if this is the first course that you've attended, by the way, this is our schedule and what we'll be discussing. The next meeting on December 9th will be prompt engineering. This is not going to be how to write a one-line prompt. This is going to be development of lengthy prompts that will eventually become your AI employees once you massage them and learn how to make them work for you. In January, we're going to talk about search engine and social media analysis. I actually have a Chat GPT that I wrote that will actually test your marketing and test your branding for your business, and it will make recommendations for you on how to improve it. Then on February 10th, we're going to improve your social media. That's going to be all about your socials. By the way, when you're dealing with social media, don't forget LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a primary source for OpenAI when you are looking for people. So you have to make sure that that's controlled. And then on March 10th, we're going to give you the Holy Grail, which is the AI employees. The reason that it develops this way is because all of these are building blocks. All of these are building. If you just waited until March 10th to come in here, you would be lost because you wouldn't understand what we're doing. Okay? Because when we improve our social media, you're actually going to write your first custom GPT in your system, and you're going to see how that works. Am I making sense? Everybody have the plan? So go ahead and put these on your calendar. They're all right here. They're all from 8 a.m. to 9:30, and I always try to have a little bit of extra time at the end to help you one-on-one. Penny?
What does GPT stand for?
GPT is a protocol. I don't remember what it actually stands for, but the GPT is the system that the language model operates under. Okay. It's kind of like saying Microsoft Word. It's the software. Okay? All right. So what is the zero-click effect? We've already talked about this, and you've already done your search this morning so that you can see that users get the artificial intelligence preview, and they never get to the click. Let me give you a stat that you're going to want to write down to emphasize what we're teaching today. You ready for this? 65% of Google searches today end with no click. Think about that number. 65% of Google searches today end with no click. How does that impact businesses that have been using Google paid ads or pay-per-click advertising in some way, shape, or form to build their business? They're going to get left behind if they don't adapt. This is all about scalability, you guys. And being in here on the front end of the movement and the AI revolution will put you in a much better position. The bottom line is, I don't have to visit your website to learn about you anymore. I can do that with the AI summary. And by the way, if the AI summary is not captivating, what do? They go to the next search. Make sense? So not only do you have to create and control the Chat GPT space, you also have to control the Google space that allows you to deliver the value where they already are. By doing this, it doesn't matter whether they search on Chat GPT or on Google, they're going to find you, and you're going to control the message that they find. Everybody with me? Some of you are looking at me like baby birds waiting on a worm. Huh? Okay, I want to make sure you understand the why we're doing this. So we already did this, and I showed you how to do that. All of the results that you received were programmed by me on my website at PateRealty.com. I don't use my blog to promote stuff to people anymore. If I do, I use a deep drop link that goes directly to the blog post I want them to see. For every listing I take, I put all of the information about the house into a blog that I'm not allowed to put on the MLS. It has a link to all of the paperwork, so anybody that's interested can see everything. That's what I'm using the blog for outside of this. But the majority of my usage of my blog now is simply controlling the zero-click scheme. So let me show you what we're doing here. This is a search that I did a few weeks ago when setting this up. What classes is Brian Pate teaching for real estate this year? Here's your AI overview right here. Now, you'll notice that it's giving you the details of what I've been teaching. Where do you think it got this information from?
You fed it.
I fed it. It's on my website. One of the first things as an instructor that I have to have, because I've got two websites. I've got my real estate sales website and I've got my teaching website. So my teaching website is primarily real estate continuing education in the state of North Carolina. So what we're pushing is my course catalog for realtors in North Carolina. That's the target, okay? And you'll notice underneath here, it has a breakdown of the individual courses. If you come over here to the right-hand side, this is called the knowledge panel. And this is your source. How many of you remember when you were writing an essay in high school and your teacher said, make sure to include the bibliography, and that was when we all went, I got to tell you where I got it from? Well, that's what this does on the right-hand side. It's sourcing it. Notice I'm controlling all of these. All three of the, remember when you used to want to be at the top of the Google searches? Now I want to be in the top of the knowledge panel over here. My website has become a source of information about my business. Do you see the difference? I'm not trusting Google to just look up and find me. I'm forcing it to find me, and I'm sourcing the data that I want it to give me. Any questions on that before I move forward? So you're seeing the why. You're seeing the why. So this is a Google featured snippet. This is an important piece. How many of you have your own website? How many of you know how to use it? I'm guessing most of you are using a WordPress website. Would that be a safe bet? All right, if you're using WordPress, are you actually looking at the SEO tab on the WordPress? Does everybody know what I'm talking about? When I go to my website and I look at the SEO tab, that's where my keywords are. And underneath the keywords is a snippet. It may be labeled as excerpt on your software, depending on what you're using for it. And we're going to go to this live, by the way, and I'm going to show you this in a little bit so that you can understand where it is. So again, with the one-click marketing, because I have searched one-click marketing, there is the inbound lead production, and here is the actual AI summary. Here is your knowledge panel. There's actually a company called One Click Marketing Limited. That's the name of their brand. By the way, these guys are serving companies like Google, Facebook, Apple, etc. right now, because everybody's trying to figure this out. So here's the AI generated search answer. So look at the difference between what we get here versus what we get here. We get the shift in consumer behavior. We get the real estate relevance because it's programmed for me as a real estate agent. It's pushing the real estate. Now what you're going to have to do is if you set up your GPTs, and these are what's on the left-hand side of your screen. It looks like bookmarks going to your data. You're going to want to set up individual GPTs for usage over and over and over again. That's the repetitive part of the business. Again, we're going to show you how to improve on that a little bit later once we get past the prompt writing. Another way, and by the way, all of this information is feeding in here. These folks have programmed this the same way that I programmed my website earlier. Another thing that you can do, and you're going to be blown away by this, but you can use your social media. This one blew me away. How many of you have ever posted a photograph on your Instagram, for example, and then underneath you wrote out the data that you were trying to deliver? That's dead. Take that data and make it the photo. You with me? So if you've got statistics, so if I know that the average list price in Youngsville in the 27596 zip code this morning is $316,000, instead of writing down here the average list price in Youngsville is $316,000, I'm going up here and I'm creating a graphic with it. I don't care whether you do this in Canva, I don't care whether you do it in Adobe, Firefly, whatever. Any of those you want to use, that's fine. But these are, everybody knows about a carousel, right? Where you slide the photographs so you can go back and forth. You need at least 3 carousel photographs for this to work. And all you're doing down here at the bottom when you're putting in the information for people to click on, the main purpose of this, by the way, is to hold your hashtags. You don't need to get too detailed down here. Here's the latest stats from the town of Youngsville real estate market. Okay? So why does it matter so much? Again, your brand gets visibility when you provide answers to questions that people actually care about. What I have found with some of my small business coaching clients is that they are terrible at communicating what they do, especially the real estate agents. Describing what I do in real estate is very simple if I'm in residential. Hi, I'm Brian. I'm in the real estate business. I help people buy and sell homes. But I have heard agents go, well, I focus on resale listings with an average sale price in the luxury space because nobody cares. Nobody cares. The people that care about your business, you're going to get them in short snippets. Let me give you my stat of the day. You ready for my stat of the day? You can write this down. Anybody got kids that are around age 30? Yes. The average attention span of a 30-year-old male is 5.7 seconds. But wait, there's more. Because the average attention span of a goldfish is 6.2. I feel like Chris Tucker from Rush Hour. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? That's the people you're marketing to. We are in a short attention span world. Anybody old enough to remember short attention span theater on Comedy Central when they would just play clips of movies? And now we live it with Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. If you're not learning to market on TikTok, you're missing an opportunity because AI is hitting TikTok. I got my first listing from TikTok about 8 weeks ago. It's already under contract. My wife looked at me and she goes, "You're lying to me. You didn't really get that from TikTok." I'm like, "That's where he said he found me." And I asked him, I said, what about my TikTok page made you come to me to call me to list your home? He says, well, you always had great information that taught me something that I didn't know, that I couldn't find myself. You with me? That's where the value is, and that's what you're using this for. Your platforms have to reward native content, so they all have to be a little bit different. They all have to be a little bit different. There's different stylings for YouTube, there's different stylings for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. And it's not just the fact whether you're horizontal or vertical with your video, because you can do horizontal or vertical with all of those. But the way that you set it up is different, and it drives traffic. So let me walk you through the strategies, all right? Strategy number 1, dominate the featured snippets. That's the one that we saw earlier. So here's your key. You're writing answers to questions that people would ask about your business, okay? Laser engraving, right? Okay, so what is the best process to use for us if I'm a small business and I need 24 units that are these types of cups to get you guys to engrave something on it? What is the biggest thing that I should know before I order from you?
We need an image.
Okay, what kind of image?
SVG.
Vector graphic.
Okay, a vector graphic. For those of us that don't speak the terminology, what is an SVG?
It's a resizable image that doesn't lose any details.
You just answered your first question. Am I making sense? How many of you have a business that's like mine and like the military, since it's Veterans Day? How many of you have your own acronyms for your business? How many of you know what HVAC stands for? Okay, makes sense? So start with the simple. Start with the incredibly simple and build the knowledge base from there with your information. You can do that on your blog. You can do that on your Google business profile by simply having a question asked. And you guys are perfect because one of you can ask the question, the other one can answer it on Google, which is going to help you. The best thing you can do to help your fellow businesses is to go to their Google business profile and ask them a question about their business. Make sense? You can have one of your friends, Penny, hey, can you do me a favor and go to my Google business profile and ask me what are the advantages of non-chemical cleaning solutions that are environmentally friendly? Now here's the key. You only got 40 to 60 words. You can't be like me. My wife looks at me all the time. She says, Brian, brevity is the soul of wit. I've never learned it, but she tries. 40 to 60 words. Your name appears in the search results as the authority. Do you remember the very first section when we got to the sources, the knowledge panel? Answering these questions will put you in that knowledge panel. Am I making sense? Are you seeing how it's tying to you now? So this is pretty straightforward. So here's one that I did. By the way, you can steal this one, Laura G. Okay? Due diligence is a question that we get constantly. What in the world is due diligence? Well, due diligence in North Carolina is the negotiated period after contract signing when the buyer can inspect the home, secure financing, and cancel for any reason while forfeiting the due diligence fee. And now if you search for due diligence fees in North Carolina, this is one of the sources that Chat GPT is using. Am I making sense? And by the way, you don't just do it once. It's repetitive information, so it's always updating. It's always updating. So this is the first phase of dominating featured snippets. So if you're taking notes and you don't have your computer, your first note today is dominate featured snippets. Number 2, optimize your Google business profile. If you have not updated your Google business profile in the last 2 to 3 months, you need to. There should always be new pictures of your products. For real estate agents, you can use a house. For laser engraving, you can use a cup. Maybe we all need to talk to Christina over here and get photos of those products that we can put on the website. and on the Google Business Profile. But put them directly on the Google Business Profile because that comes up under images when people click on that information, especially if you're selling a product that is a tangible product. Okay? You could also use your Q&A to answer real estate questions. All of you get questions about your business. Jamie, explain the difference between a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA. Nobody that, if they've never invested before, they have no clue what the difference is. They have no clue that one is taxed on the way in, one's taxed on the way out. They both have their benefits depending on what you need them for. So this is an opportunity where we can get into that Q&A and get into the detail of it. Photos, videos, testimonials, especially if you can get your client to do a quick video on camera for you. Hey, what'd you think of today's class? Well, it was boring and Brian's a terrible instructor and we slept through most of it, but we got something out of it. Take that, post the video to all of your socials, and then take a still photograph of that person, of them on the video, and then just superimpose the words that they said, just a snippet of what they said on the photograph, and stick it on your Google Business Profile. Make sense? It's not rocket science, but when you get your focus with your marketing built around this, and you spend 30 minutes a day working on this, you're going to see your business multiply because you're going to be found more often. You're going to be much more valid, especially to people under the age of 40 who are living on artificial intelligence now. You get to control the message. So now there's another way to do this. We talked about the native social media reports with the carousel. So this is what I did with my carousel. So we created the carousel graphics on Instagram and Facebook. So slide number 1 was a Wake Forest market snapshot, kind of like a title slide. Then we did the median price in the area, and then slide 3 was days on the market and a comparison. I'll show you what these look like. This is one of my carousels that's getting ready to go up. As a matter of fact, I put this on here yesterday. This is my carousel that's going up on Friday. So the first thing that we're going to put up, and all of these are photographs. All of these are photographs. They're going on Instagram, not InstaChat, Instagram, and we're doing the carousel slides here. So the first one is a math problem. 4.606 million homes divided by 365 a year, 11,123 homes sold a day, divided by 463 an hour, divided by 60 minutes. About 8 houses sell every minute. So on average, 11,000 homes sell each day in this country. Why am I putting this up there? Because people are telling me the real estate market's terrible right now. Real estate market's just like it's supposed to be. It's finally acting like it's supposed to, rather than 2020 and 21 when we were bidding wars the first weekend on the market with ridiculous numbers. Make sense? Then we go over here. This is the second cut. Price cuts remain elevated. This is the focal point. In October, 20.2% of home listings had price reductions. 1 out of every 5 listings on the market had a price reduction. It's just a piece of information, but it's a visual piece of information. It's a visual piece. If you read something, how many of you are going to remember it in an hour? But if you see a photograph of something that's triggering the visual aspect, that's the part of our brain that hits the reticular activator. Does everybody know what a reticular activator is? The reticular activator is when you think, oh gosh, I want a red Corvette. And now all of a sudden you buy the red Corvette, what do you see everywhere? Red Corvettes. Make sense? That's the reticular activator. The reticular activator is the way that social media companies like Facebook have used what you say while you're holding your phone in order to trigger ads. If Sonia and John are talking about going for a Caribbean cruise, guess what's going to appear on their Facebook ads? A Caribbean cruise. See, if I keep talking about we should all go on a Caribbean cruise together, your phones are listening to me when I'm talking about the Caribbean cruise, which means more than likely the next time you open your Facebook, you're going to see a Caribbean cruise because you're going to need to study what the best deal on a Caribbean cruise is. Do you realize what I've just done to your phones?
Thanks.
Haven't seen it yet.
It will. Give it about an hour. Give it about an hour. All right? Then we have the last one, and this is one of my favorite slides that I always do. It's the potential growth in household wealth based only on the increased home value. So we're figuring out, okay, if we buy a house today for $400,000, in 5 years it's probably worth $461, somewhere in that ballpark. This is based on just statistical data. But it's a colorful graph that brings attention to it. And what's the focal point? The number and my logo. All these are is 3 carousel slides on Instagram. You see how it works? So you can be thinking about, okay, what is going to be my carousel ad? By the way, Laura, this is great for your listings. Front of house, living room, bedroom, master bath, kitchen. Those are the focal points of any house. Strategy 4, short form videos. This is where you are the star. Hi, I'm Brian Pate from the Pate Realty Group in Wake Forest, North Carolina. You're giving me that look, Kristen. Brian, I don't like the way I look on video, and I don't like the way I sound. I have bad news. That's the way you look, and that's the way you sound. So get used to hearing yourself on video and on audio. One of the hardest things we do is to record videos ourselves and get used to hearing your voice. When I was in the radio business, one of the worst things that I could deal with was hearing my own voice on the radio, on replays and stuff like that. It cringed me. And then I got to the point where I just got used to it. I didn't care anymore. You will get there. By the way, short form videos are going to create the same information off of this. So I'm using these slides on Instagram, but I'm recording this with the same information as an Instagram reel and a TikTok post. That same vertical video that you record can go on both of them. By the way, it can also go on a Facebook reel, and it can also go on a YouTube short. You can use the same content for all of the platforms. You may not want to do that because you want them to get different information in the different platforms. Am I making sense? But you have the opportunity to do this. Keep it under 20 to 25 seconds. If it's more than 30, it will hurt your numbers. Let me explain what I mean. Let's talk a little bit about social optimization for your Instagram and Facebook reels. And same thing for TikTok. If your video is 120 seconds long, in order for somebody to give you credit for watching the video, they have to watch for at least 12 seconds. What did we say the attention span of a 30-year-old male was a few minutes ago? 5.7. But if we have a 30-second video and they watch for 3 seconds, we have the same 10% marker. Are you with me? Now you can have your long-form video on YouTube. You can do that 7 to 8 minute video on YouTube, but then you can take out a couple of pieces of it and use it for your other socials. Does that make sense? That's what we did with the video that was shot here the last time. We edited it down. I think it was about a 60-second short that we ended up putting online. And we'll have some more of those, and you'll see us doing that exact technique as we work with the Chamber and Workspace Provision in order to get this done. But this is where you become familiar to people. This is where you become the trusted advisor. This is not where you go on your political rant and tell everyone that all sides are at fault when the government is shut down and none of them should be paid. not where you put it. Doesn't need to be in your business programming at all. Well, Brian, my clients appreciate my political stance. Yeah, but there's another 50% of people that don't. And at some point, the people that are in your own corner are going to get angry with you, and you don't want to cut off your nose. Make sense? Any questions on the videos? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? Okay. Voice search optimization. How many of you have Alexa or Siri on your phone maybe? Okay. Google Assistant. Biggest mistake I made in my life was giving my grandmother the Google Assistant. She would literally stand there and go, "Hey Google!" Like she had to yell at it because it couldn't hear her. Okay? Here's what we need to know. The same answers that you're giving on your Google business profile, you need to have Q&A and put 5 or 6 of those together and put them on a blog post. Because then that blog post will trigger the communication from Google and Siri. Okay? The whole idea is we're feeding the information. We're feeding the information. Infographics. This is another one that I love. Jamie, thanks for coming, bud.
You're welcome.
Full concepts of your infographic explained in one photograph. For example, in the real estate business, I teach realtors, show me the buying process in a single graphic. Talk to an agent, talk to a mortgage lender, go under contract on a property, do the due diligence process, get a survey, whatever it is, and then closing, give you the keys. And there's a little set of keys at the bottom of the graphic somewhere. All right? This is where you can use your one-page info pieces. For example, Medicare, Medicaid, I'm not old enough for it yet, health insurance, period. So what are the challenges with Medicaid? What is the path to getting Medicare? What does it look like to get life insurance? How does the life insurance feed your business? You have these graphics with the companies that they give you. Take those graphics and customize them to your database, to your clientele. Okay? For example, with the HVAC company, here's what it takes to install a new commercial, it's commercial mostly, right? A new commercial HVAC system. Okay? Here are the questions that you need to answer. What does the tonnage look like in commercial real estate compared to residential? Because you typically have higher ceilings in commercial as opposed to residential. You have more span in commercial versus residential. How does that affect the load? What do we do with dampers? Do they work the same way? All of this information can all be on these one-page infographics, okay? Richie, the chamber can use the infographics. You could have the simple infographic for how to register for the annual banquet on March 19th, right? March 19th for the annual banquet, if you want to go ahead and block your calendar, okay? How many of you have used infographics? This is one I'm finding that people don't use very often. Okay, Laura's using those, good. Then if you want something additional on your page, just so that it's not always data-driven, boring stuff, go out to dinner in your community. Go to your favorite coffee house. It's funny, on my TikTok page, I usually get somewhere between 500 and 700 views to a video. But if I post a video from Carolina basketball, all of a sudden I get 1,500. Just because all the Carolina fans decide, hey, this guy's got video, he's got seats we don't see from. Mostly because they all have decent seats and I'm up in the rafters. These are all opportunities. What's your favorite coffee shop? What are your 5 favorite restaurants in your community? That's a blog entry. Because what happens when it pulls up information on that business. Let's say that I wanted to talk about how wonderful Sharon's Deli is, and it's the best sandwich I've had. And I put that information into a blog. Now somebody searches Sharon's Deli in Youngsville, and my blog is now sourced in the knowledge panel for information. Now I'm crossing over to different things. Are you seeing where I'm coming from? This is a little bit elevated. This is once you get your business established, this is maybe a once a month post. This is not the core of your business. There are a lot of real estate agents out there creating a ton of content about different stuff to do, and they're not selling a dadgum house because of it. If your business is not benefiting from people coming to your website because of us, just stop. Just stop. It means that your content's not valuable. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm more concerned with what we talked about at the very beginning with getting your questions and answers on the Google Business Profile. I want to work on your metrics plan here. For those, I'm going to repeat something that I taught last time because I think it's very important to do so. I want to talk about the concepts of reach and frequency. Reach, ladies and gentlemen, is how many people do I reach with a single ad? This is the reason businesses buy ads on the Super Bowl, because they can get over 1 billion people on the planet watching that one advertisement. You with me? Frequency means that you see the same message or same commercial over and over again so that you know who is the king of beers. Budweiser. Who has the golden arches? McDonald's. Make sense? The reason you know that is because of frequency. So why does a company like Budweiser or McDonald's put an ad on the Super Bowl? Because it's an immediate return. If you'll notice, they always run those ads in the second quarter. For a lot of the food ads run in the second quarter. Why? Because you want to get your food before halftime so you can see the halftime show, which, by the way, is sponsored by Pepsi. Why are they sponsoring the halftime show? Because it gets them in front of so many people. There are more people watching the halftime show than there are watching the actual game anymore. Reach and frequency are a huge part of your marketing plan. So this is why we talk about the different groups that you're on in Facebook. How many of you are on Facebook groups like Youngsville Community Information Page, Franklin County Community Information Page? And what you see is you see people posting the exact same ad all the time on all of those 30 different pages so that people see the same ad, right? These people are stuck on this conversation of frequency. But what they're missing is that they're not providing anything unique if they do the same thing every time. Because eventually the message gets old. So you have to have a new message. And that's where the carousel opportunity comes from, because you're giving them information that they could potentially use if they are a viable client. Because your consumers, the people that you're going to work with in your business, the people who are going to use you, they are looking. They may not be talking right now to you, but they're watching you. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. Just because you're not getting likes and shares and comments doesn't mean they don't see it. It does not mean they don't see it. And that's why you have to continuously and systematically be on those pages. But it can't just be, here's my new listing, here's my open house. You've got to provide something else of value, otherwise you're just another obnoxious realtor in our world. And by the way, have fun with it. One of my favorite ads I ever ran in my entire career was in the fall of 2016 when Donald Trump was running against Hillary Clinton. We had a picture on a billboard of Hillary Clinton yelling on one side, Donald Trump yelling on the other side. And the caption said, "Are you thinking of moving to Canada? We can help sell your home." Good Morning America's, somebody posted it on the Good Morning America Facebook page, and it had like 3 million likes within a couple of days. I had to actually turn the notifications off because someone tagged me in it. But I can also tell you that the following 12 months was the biggest 12 months I ever had in my career in terms of sales, because we got virality accidentally. Okay? You want to figure out what your reach and your frequency is. We reached this many people. It was saved this many times. Those are your metrics that you're looking for. You want to use those social metrics to drive your business. You want to use social metrics to drive the business. Any questions so far? All right. Then it's time to do some exercises. Here's what I'd like for you to do, and you're going to be working individually. The couples that we have, you guys can work together. If you want to get in groups and throw out ideas to each other, it is, I'll check my clock here. It is 8:54. I'm going to set my timer for 7 minutes here, and I want you, get it ready for me here. I want you to create a zero-click social post that can cross over to be a snippet answer and create a Google Business Profile update with that. Okay, so you're going to actually go into your Google Business Profile here, and you're going to put that update onto the profile. You with me? That's my target for you. Now, I am here to help. I'm going to meander around the room. Thanks for coming, Kim. I'm going to meander around the room, but what I want you to do is actually start working on this. And as soon as I said this, here's what's happening to some of you. You just got brain freeze. You just got writer's block. Okay? Talk about something very general about your business. Start with a bigger focus, and over time you can make your focus a little bit smaller. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got many years ago, in order to make your business big, you make your focus small. That's why you're in commercial HVAC. That's why you're in a particular kind of laser engraving. Make sense? All right, go ahead and begin. I'll come around and check on you guys as we're working on this.
So I probably need more direction.
Okay, tell me what you need, Penny.
So are we doing this in Chat GPT?
Mm-mm.
Filling out?
Open up a Word doc.
Oh, okay.
Open up a Word doc and just do a brain dump of information. Open up a Word doc and do a brain dump of information. And when you find something that you think you can actually use, then start figuring out how to make it work. And I've put my Google Business Profile up here just so that you guys can see where the ad update is on the site.
That's pretty cool.
What can be done with it is really cool. If you need some help getting started, think about your elevator pitch. Perfect.
Giving them the information they
Put a
need
period
out.
at the end of discuss. And now give me 3 bullets. How? What you got?
We're lost now.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let me go get my glasses. I can't read. Sorry.
You increase the font for me.
I'm telling you. Here you go.
fun up.
I don't know what else.
Okay, so tell me about one gift.
Okay,
What's your most popular? What
Ornaments.
our most popular gift is blank.
okay,
Why is it the most popular gift? How much are they?
okay,
How many can I produce?
okay.
Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
How we doing?
Am I in the right direction for the restaurant?
Okay, so use the full company name
Mm-hmm.
right on Grub. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
We smoke every low cut for over 15 hours, no shortcuts, no heating. All right, so all 4 of these are now your graphics for Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Each individual one of these is an ad update on your Google Business Profile.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me?
How do we turn it where when someone Googles it, that's what shows up?
Okay, so go to your Google Business Profile for Grub.
Is it-
Search for Grub Smokehouse.
Okay, so here
Okay,
we are.
so scroll up.
Mhm.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right, so you don't have, scroll down for me. Scroll this way. Interesting. So,
I mean, we're very new.
yep.
Could that be
So
the case?
scroll down a little bit further. Let's see.
That's why when I was like, when you were showing
Yeah,
that
so
and I
you don't
looked, I was
you
like,
don't
I
have you don't have
it.
the update section. Okay. So what we need to do you guys have a blog on the Grub Smokehouse page?
No, I don't have a blog yet.
Okay.
I have a website.
So but is there a blog section of the website?
No.
Click on your website. It's right there. Yep. It's right there. There you go. Bite me. I love it. That's awesome. Okay.
I'm good with graphics and socials, but not good with Google.
Click on About Us.
As I said, I'm not a fan of Google.
Is that all that's on there? Scroll up. Let's see.
That, and then I have also the mom and pop section that I created.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to add a page to this. But I don't want it to be, I want it to be at the bottom of the page. You cannot, your consumer should not be able to access it. Make sense? So you're
It's
gonna,
like hidden almost?
it's almost a hidden page. You want it a public page so that you can search, but you, so let me show you what I do. It's the same concept that I did with my blog.
I use Squarespace for my website. Does that?
It may not have the app. So here is the way that I do the blog. So notice the title, and it's not written for the purposes of being a blog. It's written for purposes of information on the company or on the person or on the product. So it's just a couple of hundred words here, and then the photo is the same as the title. Makes sense? The photo caption, and then this is the excerpt that we were talking about. This is what appears in the snippet. You with me? So all of that feeds to the blog. So you have the ability to see all of those at any given time. And you can see they're slowly getting built here. And of course, I've got my business stuff too. But it's all about putting me on the AI campaign. So the information that you're using there, sorry for that, the information that you're using there can be put onto the blog. So all you're doing, if I go to my main website for PateRealty.com, you can see the blog up here, but nobody ever clicks on it. Nobody goes to my website and clicks, let's see what Brian wrote recently. Make sense? What they want to do is they want to see, okay, what do you have for buyer resources? What do you have for sellers?
But because it's live and active, that's how it gets registered.
Exactly. So it has to be searchable.
So I should add, I mean, what if I create that in a social or put it on like a Facebook post?
So the social's not going to read it as much because we're digging towards the Google business profile. And the Google business profile is not going to take your social media posts and put it in here. Now, does it have the links down here? Yes, you should have the links to all of these available. Okay? So what you have to be able to do is this add update. So let's say, and I don't have a graphic in here, but let's just say, well, let's go in and get some accurate information. So I pop on here to MLS. This is how quickly I can do this. So I go to Paragon. This is where we realtors search for our information. Come on. This is why we get paid so much, because we spend a lot of time waiting. All right, and so I'm going to do a search. I've got saved searches right here. I've got a Wake Forest stat, but I'm going to change this. Instead of Wake Forest, it's going to be Youngsville. And I'm going to do closed. And I'm going to set that for the month of October. So we're looking up closed houses in Youngsville between October 1st and October 35th. This is where I'm going to get my data. So the same way that you guys have a product and a favorite product, my information that's valuable is data, okay? Because my commodity is a house. Not everybody wants to sell theirs. So if you look at this, I can go up here and see that the average sale price in Youngsville in the month of October was $536,000. So now I go back over here to Brian Pate Seminars and I write the average sale price of a home in Youngsville, North Carolina was $536,000. Whoops, $, 536 in October 2025. That's all I'm doing. I'm not even going to put a photograph. Just click post, and now it's there. I refresh, and it'll be popping up here in just a second. It takes Google about 10 minutes to get your updates applied. But if you saw how quickly that was done, right? If you have your product, if you know your product well enough, you should be able to tell me 2 to 3 things about your favorite product at any given time. And all you're doing is taking that product information and putting it onto your Google business profile. Are you running a special this month? Then update. Since it's Veterans Day, anybody that calls me today that wants to list their house that's a veteran, I'll knock down your compensation from 6% to 4.5% for today only. Anybody that wants to get a Christmas mugs made for their family for Christmas, we're running a deal, buy 6, get the 7th one free. That's an update, okay? For you guys, this is a good time of year to make sure you check filters. You know, what kind of monthly maintenance should I be looking at? All of that is part of the update on the Google Business Profile. And by the way, all that information can be put into the blog on the website too, if you're not using the WordPress format. Am I making sense? Questions?
So your target audience when you post that, is it somebody that's typing in what is the real estate market in Youngsville, or will it reach a little bit further and say, you know, I want to sell my house in Youngsville, and because you provided information about Youngsville, I guess I'm wondering what the...
Yeah, so you're asking me who's my target audience with this? My target audience with this particular one, this is my teaching segment. So my goal with the teaching segment is information. I want to be a source of information. I have some students that when they go to this, they'll literally click through every single one of these, because I teach a concept called R&D. Does anybody know what R&D stands for? No, it stands for rip off and duplicate. Okay? When something's doing something that works, copy it. Make it your own. But this data is from Keeping Current Matters. Anybody can go to that website and get the information. I just got it first because this went up yesterday afternoon as soon as it came out. It's not always who's the first to do it. It's just you've got something on there that people are looking at. If people sit on this page for a while, you get credit. Because how long do we expect people to stay on this page? 5.7 seconds. If they stay longer than that, then I'm getting some benefit out of the drive. You follow me? And all of this ties in together, because if you scroll down here, want to make sure that all the socials are here so that you can go to any of my socials from the Google Business page. By the way, when you tie that in with your Google Business page, it's now letting Google know this page is connected with those social media pages. If you don't do this, they don't connect. By the way, notice the control of the first page of information. Because we just searched for a basic business, it's not giving me an AI summary. But if you look here, Brian Pate Seminars, then what is that? Wary, MapQuest, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Canopy, which is the association in Charlotte that I teach for. I'm controlling the entire first page. I have to do that. If I go back here and instead of doing Brian Pate Seminars and just type Brian Pate Realtor, we have the same basic profile. Difference is here that I have the ability to add photos. I have the ability to show you my sold homes. I've got the ability to show you my current listings. This product, this is a product shelf. Some of you may have this product shelf. You should have your products that are available and you should be checking into this. This should be a target for you. This is where they try to sell me advertising. Got my directions, got my reviews. I add photos at least once every 2 months to the page. But again, I'm controlling the page. Realtor, Yelp, Instagram, Brian Pate Seminars Home. And because Google owns YouTube, there are some of my videos. It's all done organically, you guys. There are businesses out there that will charge you thousands of dollars to do what I'm teaching you to do for how much? Well, it's not nothing. It's a little bit of your time. By the way, this is the kind of stuff you can do when you're wide awake at 9 o'clock because you weren't able to sleep. You pull out the laptop, give yourself a half an hour on this, and all of a sudden you got some benefit out of it rather than sitting there mindlessly clicking through TV channels. You with me? Yep. All right, I focused on this side of the room. How'd you guys do with the exercise?
We didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Why not?
We couldn't get into our Google business profiles.
Okay.
We wasted our time trying to do that.
Okay,
instead,
got it.
and
Okay.
Then we just.
All right, so control, that's a very important piece. Control your Google business profile. Because a lot of times the person that did your website for you will also do your Google business page for you as part of that process. You need to be in control of the administration of that page.
That's where we're having a hard time is
Got it.
getting that control relinquished
Got it.
and passed on. So.
Got it. Let me know if you need to send Bruno and Guido. I'll send them for you. Christina, how'd you do?
I'm setting now the profile.
Okay. So let me teach you a couple of tricks that I do to speed this process up. All right. If you can hear my voice, say shh. So I'm going to give you a couple of tricks to speed this process up. Number one, create a file on your computer with all of the photos that you want to upload to the Google Business profile. Because if you upload 30 photos at once, it does not help you. You need to schedule yourself to upload 1 photo a week for the first 8 to 12 weeks. It'll take you seconds. Remember, try to make those photos have information on it, not just the photo of the house. Put the address, just listed, just sold, whatever it may be. If you've got a new product that you just did for someone, post it. That's where your advertising comes from. Here's what we just did for this company. Now, take that same photo, put it on your Facebook page, tag them. So you're getting drive out of that. Then post it to your Instagram, tag them there. Then post it to YouTube and create a video out of it. Tag them there. If you can't tag them, put their website down there. When you put other people's websites that you've done business with on your site, that is a huge plus for you. Okay? You will make a lot of friends by complimenting others rather than telling everybody what they're doing wrong. There's enough people out there that are criticizing everyone. Be a positive. Anybody that owns a small business right now that's staying in business is doing well. It's a tough market in this economy right now. So support each other. Don't have to tear. And just because Laura is another real estate agent, I'm not going to tear her down. We're going to build each other up. Rising tides lift all boats. Okay?
Yep, there's enough business for everybody.
Absolutely. That's an abundance mindset. And you're absolutely right, Peggy. There's a lot of people out there with siege mentalities that try to talk nasty about other businesses that they're competing with, thinking that that's going to help them. The person that's making those bad statements, that's the person that looks bad in those cases.
Curious question.
Sure.
How do real estate agents post homes they've sold? Like, as a person who owns a home, I think like, I don't care. I think I care more about what was the review of the person who you sold the house for, but as far as the picture of the house and the number.
Yeah, so Richie's question is a great one. It's why do real estate agents post their sold properties? And the answer is because it's called evidence of success marketing. It was developed in the 1970s, and there are a lot of agents still out there doing that exact thing. The worst one that I can't stand is when real estate agents hand the client a cardboard key and say, here, pose for a picture in front of the closing attorney's logo so that I can post it to my social media. See, Laura's laughing. She's... Oh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Why do so many realtors do it, though? Because everybody else is doing. That's why you want to stand out and do something differently. That's why data-driven real estate information is much more... Wouldn't you rather know what the average sale price in Youngsville was than to see a photo of me standing with a cardboard key?
Or watching you carrying a couch into someone's house.
So that's not going to happen, but yeah, we could do an AI version of that. So this is where the challenges are. You've got to figure out the idiosyncrasies in your business and highlight them. Put them in the spotlight. You got other employees working for you? Do a video. Do it. You got a podcast. Don't y'all still have the podcast room, right? Yeah. They got a podcast room over here. What is it? $250? $250. You can bring your employees over here, do an interview with them, and you can get miles of information about that. Tell me why you like working for our company. If you own the company, have them interview you and use that information as part of your broadcast. You can start your YouTube channel with that. Your first post, if you've never done this post, take a video of yourself and say, hi, I'm Brian Pate. I know for those of you that this is the first time you visited the channel, let me tell you a little bit about me. I moved to Raleigh in 1989 to be a ring announcer for World Championship Wrestling, and I got my real estate license while I was still DJing on the radio in the nightclub business. Today, I've been in real estate business for over 30 years, and I'm here to help you with your next transaction. Simple. And I know y'all are sitting here going, well, Brian, that sounds easy for you because you've been in the radio business. No, it's because I practice it.
Yeah, I was trying to put together something the other day that was supposed to, it was, Chat GPT helped me, tell me should take about 30 seconds. And by the time I was done with it, I was like at 1 minute and 15. So I've got to learn to do something.
Come here. Cole. Come here. put this on your coat right here.
Okay.
Cole, can you come get her on, get a little closer? Just move over that way, move over that way. Get her, not me, okay? We're gonna make a commercial for Penny here. All right. Just capture this, if you will. All right, Penny, tell me about your business.
My business is called Corner Clean. We don't cut corners, we clean them. And we've been in business for over 30 years, and we serve the North Raleigh, Franklinton, Granville County area.
Boom, you just got your first commercial.
Really?
Cut that out when we're finished and send it to me.
Thanks.
If you'll give me your business card, I'll send you an email with that video.
I thought it was great. Yeah.
See, all of you have an elevator speech. See, Penny's problem was not that she was on camera. Penny's problem, she didn't have to hold it herself. That's what scares the crap out of people. Because you're thinking, how do I look? What do I sound like? All I need you to do is talk.
Being put on the spot, you killed it, but
Do you-
you were doing it. You were judging
When
everything
you're
else.
trying to be too, okay, write this down. Write this down. This may be one of my best quotes that I have. This is one of my mantras. You ready? Perfection is the enemy of progress. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Any of you remember Star Trek, the original Star Trek? Like with Spock and Kirk? And
Yes.
Spock used, was it Spock? No, excuse me. It was Picard. Sorry. Picard used to look at his assistant and go, "Make it so, number 2. Stop talking about it and do it. All this busy stuff you're doing, worried about thinking about, if you think about it too long, you've just wasted time. Figure out what your time is worth per hour. Have you guys ever done that before? Yeah. You ever done that exercise? Yeah. Let's have some fun. Pull out a sheet of paper. This is just for you. This is just for you. This is one of my favorite exercises to do. All right? It's one of my favorite exercises. I want you to write down the amount of money that you've made in 2025. This is for nobody else to see. We're not going to share it. Just write down your gross income for the year. Now I want you to divide that number by 50, because you work 50 weeks a year, theoretically. Take 2 weeks off. Take 2 weeks off. It's 50 weeks a year. Now divide that number by 40 hours. That is what you are worth when you are actually working. That's what you are worth hourly when you are working. You with me? Now watch this. We're going to go back up to the top, and I want to change your way of thinking. I want you to take that gross number, and this time I want you to divide it by 365 days. And then take that 365-day number and divide it by 24 hours a day. It's going to be a low number. That's what you're making when you're sleeping. Listen to me carefully. Your goal should be to increase how much money you're making when you're sleeping, because your sleeping money pays you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So whether you want to invest in the stock market, an index fund, an investment property, whatever it may be, figure out how to make your money make more money than you do when you're working. Because when you do that, that means your work becomes optional. And when work is optional, it's a lot more fun. Because you can say no to certain clients. You know the one I'm talking about. The client that brightens up the room by walking out of it. See, you're all thinking of that one client right now, aren't you? We all have them. Folks, I hope you've learned something this morning that's of value to you. I want to remind you again, we will do this again. I believe it's December 9th is the second Tuesday. If I remember correctly, we'll be back here again next month. I hope you will come back to us. I hope you will tell your friends what you have learned today and bring back. We went from 7 to 16 today, so we're making progress on getting people in here. We look forward to seeing you the next time, and if I can help you with your business, please feel free to give me a call. I'm always here to assist. All right?
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.